Okay, so there are basically 3 simple principles to the Liberation Pledge. Number 1.
Publicly refuse to eat animals, i.e. live vegan. Number 2, publicly refuse to sit where animals are being eaten. Number 3, encourage others to take the pledge.
Okay, so the second point there is the main thing. Publicly refuse to sit where animals are being eaten. So what that means, the principle of the pledge, is that you only sit with people eating plant foods. You do not sit at a table where animal products are being eaten. This is big.
It is literally revolutionary.
Yes, yes.
Because animal products have been eaten throughout human history, particularly for the last 10,000 years since we've been farming animals.
Yeah.
So this is, nothing short of revolutionary.
Yeah. The origins of this idea are very, very interesting. There's a bit of history here. There's a story that they explain on their website.
The historical campaign against foot binding in China struggled for 1,000 years. Education, lobbying, and countless other methods made no traction in stopping what was, like eating animals today, considered a traditional practice. But in 1890, campaigners found the magic bullet. They created a public pledge where families could group together and promise to never bind their daughters' feet and refuse to allow their sons to marry women with bound feet. These pledges, while initially difficult, grew like wildfire and after 1,000 years of suffering, completely ended the practice of foot binding. We can do the same for animals by refusing to participate in violent practices, but also refusing to accept violent practices in our community.
Now, that is super interesting, isn't it? Because you look at, you hear about the Liberation Pledge and you think, nah, is it really going to work? And then you read this, piece of history and it's like, wow, well, it did work. Same principle, same kind of action. And look at the result.
Exactly.
So never say never. I guess never write it off.
That's right.
Right? So the question is taking the Liberation Pledge a good or bad idea for veganism?
Well, interesting that you phrase it and propose it like that, because I said to you the other day, is it a case of it either being good or bad, or is it a case of being effective or ineffective?
Yeah, that's good.
Or no, actually, no, that's not what I said at all. I can't even remember what it
sounded good.
Now I remember what I said, and that was there are pros and cons to taking it and not taking it.
Yeah.
And that's all I would say. And I think we should discuss some of those pros and cons.
Okay, so how do we want to play this? Do we want one person to be pro, one person to be con? Do you want to do it that way?
Yeah.
Good cop, bad cop?
Oh, we'll see how we go.
I'll be bad cop.
Okay.
Okay, so the benefits, you can be good cop. The benefits, the pros.
I'm starting with one of the pros?
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, it's a form of non-violent direct action whereby we are challenging a social norm that is absolutely abhorrent once you know better. And this is the clincher for me. What if people were eating dogs?
Yeah. Yeah, would you sit at a table with somebody eating dog meat?
And if the answer is no, then the answer should also be no for the other species of animals which are eaten: cows, pigs, chickens, ducks, turkeys, fish, etc.
Yeah.
And if you think to yourself, no, it shouldn't be the same, well, what's the difference between the species?
The difference is, bad cop coming in.
Good.
Bad. The difference is that, again, it's not an excuse, but the reality is that in our Western culture, we have been taught and indoctrinated
and conditioned
into the thinking or the belief that eating certain animals is okay, is natural, normal, and necessary.
Yeah.
We're not told that eating dog is okay. So therefore, it's a totally different mindset, right? Speciesism kicks right in.
Yeah.
So chicken is normal, dog is not normal.
Yeah.
So there is nothing in our mind as, I guess, older children, teenagers and adults. There's nothing abnormal about sitting down to chicken, fish, cows, pigs, turkeys, ducks.
Yeah,
there is, right? And so if someone was to say, well, I can't sit at the same table as you, you're eating a chicken, I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? It's just a chicken.
That's right.
Totally different Totally different if it was a puppy dog or a kitten.
Yeah. In fact, the opposite is true, whereby the vegan not partaking in the consumption of animal products is considered abnormal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So